MVO Channel News, where news is real. News update.
And now I give the floor to the interim president of Burkina Faso, Ibrahim Traore. Over to you, Your Excellency.
Comrade and delegation heads, it is an honor for me to be given the floor. By so doing, start by greeting you from the land of the people of integrity. It is also for me, before I say anything else, to pay homage, to give my gratefulness to the Almighty Creator, which has permitted for us to be gathered here today. I would like to apologize to the elders that I might get angry through my speech. We are Africans after all, and you have to respect your elders as a result. I have thousands of questions that people of my generation are actually asking themselves. And these questions have not had any answers, and it so happens that here we are in a family, so dirty linen can be washed within a family setting. We feel within a family here in Russia because Russia is also like a family to us Africans, because we have a common history. Russia has made a lot of sacrifices in order to free the world from Nazism during the Second World War. African people have been dispatched to Europe to help the world free itself from Nazism. We have the same history with Russia in the sense that we are the forgotten people of the world. Forgotten in history books, in movies. When you watch movies, read a history book, you know that the main role played by Russia is swept under the carpet. It is the same for the role played by Africa against Nazism. It is all hidden away, not talked about. We are together here in Russia in order to talk about the future of our people. We are here to talk about this free world that we all aspire to, the world of tomorrow, a world free of meddling in our internal affairs. So we have the same perspective as Russia. My wish is for this summit to be able to further intertwine our relationship in order to construct, to build a better future for both our people. It is difficult to get your head around this fact here. Africa, with so much resources in our ground, with a generous nature, with water, sun galore, with plenty of water and sun, and for Africa to be the poorest part of the world. How do you get your head around this? Africa is a continent where famine strikes. Why is it that Africans go around the world like beggars, begging for help? These are some of the many questions that our generation have been asking itself. So this is an opportunity in order to build further better relation for both our people. My generation wants me to convey also the fact that due to poverty they are compelled to cross the ocean in order to seek better pastures, better way of living. My generation also wants me to tell the world that from now on they will not cross the ocean to beg anymore, but they will come to our palaces in order to seek their daily pittance instead. For over 8 years now, we have been confronted to the utmost form of colonialism, the most brutal form of barbarism that there is. We are being enslaved once more, and our predecessors, our elders, have taught us one thing: the slave who is unable to shoulder his or her own revolt will remain a slave forever. So we are not here for someone to pity our lot. what we are. This is not what we are asking. The people of Burkina Faso have decided to fight against terrorism instead, to stand on its own feet and fight. In this struggle from the Burkina Faso people, many of us have decided to take arms and fight terrorism. And these are people who are fighting, people from Burkina Faso who are voluntary. They do this out of dignity, and we are surprised that the West depict them as terrorists. It is disappointing in Europe when people take up take up arms in order to fight for their cause, to fight terrorism. They are called patriots instead. Our grandfathers have been dispatched to Europe in order to save it from its own war. It was not through their own will, they were forced to do so. And at the end of their contribution for Europe, when they wanted to demand, claim their rights, we remember Tiaroy, where they got massacred as a response. When us dignified people decide to defend ourselves, we are branded militia. There is the problem not, nevertheless. What is disappointing is to see African leaders who bring nothing to these dignified people who are standing up for themselves, but who are instead compounding the problem of these people, making life difficult for these dignified people by labeling us as militias, labeling us as human rights breachers. It is a shameful stance from African leaders, and we are taking offense. We are voicing against this stance. It is high time that African leaders stop behaving themselves like puppets and dancing whenever Europeans are pulling the strings. Yesterday, the President Vladimir Putin announced the dispatching, the sending of cereal to Africa. We thank him profusely for this. We are happy about this. But it is also a message that I would like to convey to our African leaders on the next Russia-Afrika Forum. We should be able to come here with our own cereals, especially for leaders whose countries are not at war. We need to learn from those who have preceded us, those who have understood that we need to build better relations with the Federation of Russia. I will not be long because the time allocated to me is very short. I would like to finish by saying that we need to pay tribute, homage to our people who are fighting for us. Glory to our people, dignity to our people.